Hello everybody. Guess what? It's time for CAD. Yay! With Onshape. Yay! Sorry I'm late. I was doing other stuff that I thought was going to get finished before stream, but it didn't. But I'm here now. Now I just got to set up my reference. And then I should be good to go. Hello everybody. We're back for Onshape. So today I'm going to be working on a commission that I got from a friend of the channel, maybe. I think Zerp was here. It's a commission for Zerp, a friend of mine. I think he was online. Sorry, he sent me a reference that I want to put up on screen, but I want to make sure. He sent me two references, and one I'm allowed to show, and the other I'm not allowed to show. So I gotta be careful. New. So there's the reference that I'm going to use. And then where's the reference that you guys get to see? There we go. Oh, why is it a WebP? I want it as a PNG, not a WebP. Oh, shout out to Windows for saving stuff as WebPs now. I'm going to switch it to some music that has some pep in it, because this is going to put me to sleep. It's not going to get me pepped up and ready to go. Alright, so there we go. This reference. Stuff by me. Reference 2. So. I think that looks good. Ta-da! So, Zerp wants to cosplay as Narissa's dad. What is his name? Papa Risa, that's it. Yeah. So he wants Papa Risa horns. And I said, oh, that would be like, I think I could do that. That would be fun. And my specific idea for this is I want to make the outer shell printable in like black. I kind of want to do that black silk that I used on the Minecraft lantern. And then I'd like to do the inner part kind of hollow and make it out of the glass blue that I did for the newer. Oh, I haven't actually posted that video. So the video that comes out tomorrow uses that filament, but longtime channel viewers will know when I made the snowmen. I made the snowmen out of a glass blue PLA, and that's what I want to use for the inside. And then the plan is to run a battery, like a wire down his, like the back of his neck into his like jacket, and have a battery pack that can power LEDs to light them up on the inside. And he said if I can get the commission done, then I'm gonna also like go to Anime NYC. So I need to pull up. He gave me a better reference, but I'm not allowed to show it because it's an artist's reference and not like his. So you guys get to see the artist art from Twitter. I get to see the artist reference from their sketch. I get to feel cool and shit for making this. So I'm thinking I'm going to make this similar in size to the Miku headphones that I did. Which actually, I should pull those up so that I can... Here, I'm going to pull that up on the other page. I just realized I haven't made a... This is so sloppy. I totally forgot about this. The assembly looks so awful. Hold on. So these are the Miku headphones that I made like a long time ago. I haven't published the files for these. I'll update about these next month. But I'm planning to make them the horns around the same size because I want them to be around the size of the ear. And then I'm gonna print a headband to go over, or I probably will just get a headband like pre-made. There we go. So yeah. Let me pull back up my reference. So I'm kind of thinking, I wish there was a paint tool in browser. Maybe there is. Hold on. Can I just like draw on this? Oh, perfect. Okay. So here's just paint. So my plan is that if you're looking at the horn from the side rather than from the front, it will kind of look like this. Kind of like that shape. And it will then come up in a sweep. And then it'll be in like 3 separate parts. Yeah, because it comes out as a horn in the end. Okay, all right. So, back to here. Let's try and make this shape that I just drew here. So, let's approach it from the top. And I want a centered circle. See, I want it with the top, with that at the top. Okay, so I should just stop messing around with other shapes and just draw a rectangle. Okay. And I said I wanted it to be how much? 100, really? I think I want it to be less than that because I don't want to cover the whole ear. But it does look like it's kind of the shape of the whole ear. So maybe 80. I'm going to go with 80 for right now. So this would be 40 to make this whole thing 80. Yep, 80. And then this, let's do 60. Cuz yeah, that's a good shape right there. Okay. And I want to duplicate that on the other side. So if I could split it into 3, 60 divided by 3 is 20, right? Yep. So whoop, I want it on the other side. The artist is going to watch this and be like, wait, I gave my references to this clown world. And then boom, boom, 20. So that kind of looks like that shape, but I need to round it because I want these to come from here into like a round shape. So I'm actually going to make these like construction lines and instead make it like an arc. That's too much. That kind of looks like the shape that I want. Let's go with 60 and see how that looks. Let's go with 70, see how that looks. I think 70 works. Okay, here and here, out. Then dimension it and have it be 70. You could just dimension there. And I think I want to bevel. This edge I'm going to leave kind of pointed. And I'm going to bevel the top edge just a tiny bit. Not a lot. So 5 is too much. Let's look at 1. 1's almost like negligible. Let's do 2 and see how that looks. That I think looks like the shape that we're going for. Well, I forget that this is to finish the sketch, not to finish the thing that I'm working on. So I think now I can make all these construction lines. That actually looks kind of exactly how I want it to. So now I have an idea. I don't know if it's going to work though. How long do we want it? Let me look compared to his face. They look long as hell. They look to be as long as his face, but that's going to sag really hard off of somebody's head. How could I measure this? That's why I have my calipers. First I thought Mr. Horns was streaming with you. Oh, Kirby? No, Kirby's buried and dead. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Hi, Orchid. Missed you. I can't even see that. How? I'm thinking 150 long might be more than enough. Let's see if I can visualize that. I was like, that's a new look. Yeah, no. So for those of you that just joined, so in the description I said I'm working on commissions. So I'm working on a commission for a friend. He wants to cosplay this character. That is another VTuber. Her dad got fan art, and his name is Papa Risa, because her name is Narissa. And so he was like, I really want to cosplay Papa Risa for Anime NYC. And I was like, I support. And he was like, okay, then can you make me his horns? And I said, I can sure try. And he was like, if you can, then I'll pay you. And I was like, okay. I mean, that's how commissions work. So, you know. But what I am trying to get is I want to get that kind of like what. So if you zoom out here, I'm going to make the sketch here. So the top of the point is there. Let's make a line. Oh, you're kidding me. It doesn't let me make a point there. Oh, that's so annoying. Sometimes Onshape is so finicky, and it's like, come on, buddy. So that's the middle point, but that doesn't really help me. I want this point. Why does it not give me... These are all on the same plane. Why does it not let me... Alright, whatever. I'm just gonna do that. So what I'm kind of trying to do is... I want it to go in and then back out to its form like this. And then it'll come in at the same amount, but this will actually be... Is that point locked? So instead of drawing it in Onshape, I'm just going to draw it in Paint again. So I want it, the whole horn to be 150, but I want to split it into 3 separate parts. And then I'm going to have the blue part in the middle print as a couple separate pieces just as like inserts for it. But basically, I have the main horn like this, like I was just looking at an Onshape, like this. And I want it to go down, over, and then like that. That's the shape that I want. So I'm going to try and do that. How I'm going to do that, I'm not sure. Because it's got to be... Well, I guess it doesn't have to be circular. It's supposed to be like a horn. I could... Oh, I know how I'm going to make it. Okay. So I'm going to get out of this, and I want to offset the plane. So this one I think is going to be less than the other one. Do you have more reference pictures? I have one, but I'm not allowed to share it because this is just fan art, and the original artist actually shared with Zerp their like artist sketches, but they told me specifically I can't show them because they're just like scrappy and they don't... I don't even know the original artist. Like, I was not told who this person is. Shout out to them for their fan art, by the way. I might have to ask Zerk. I have side views and everything like that. I'm cheating. I have a better view than you guys do. So, okay. I think... So I said I want the whole horn to be 150. I'm thinking I make the end be 10 and this part be 50. Yes, I'm working with resources. I'm going to start with 50 again. I can always pull it back. That still kind of looks a lot, so I'm going to instead do 40. What I need to do is like extrude one all the way out to see how it would look. Okay, now copy, sketch, and new sketch. Oh my gosh. Paste sketch entities. There we go. Okay, so that's the original shape, but like I said, I want the bottom to pull up and kind of like rounded. So I think I actually want to delete these. Okay, I gotta turn off the original sketch because I can't see. Actually, I gotta see. How far up do I want to pull it? Not a lot. I think I want to pull it up like 10 millimeter or 10 meter. Yeah, 10 millimeters. Blah, 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 blah. So I got to return all these sketch entities. And then I want to go up 10. And then what I think is I have to make one in the middle that's at 5 so that it pulls it up gradually, because I think it's just going to make it like a pyramid. If that makes sense. Okay, get rid of this sketch so I can see. And now to trim. But I think that's the exact shape that I want. Yeah. I think that's the shape that I want. Okay, show me that. Get rid of the planes. Into that. And I should be able to loft them. Yep, that's kind of what I'm looking at, but like I said, I want to put some definition on it because I want these to like curve into each other. And I want to put a bevel on these edges so it just looks a little bit nicer, but that's exactly what I'm thinking. So, path, section count, could I do... So that's exactly what I want. Now I think I need one in the middle that goes a bit down on the top here and is halfway between here and here so that it gradually pulls up in, if that makes sense. I might actually need 2 now that I said it. One to pull the top down. So one to pull the top down, because the top down, this one needs one in the middle. And this one needs one like here. So I think I need 2. So this is extruded 40. So I think 20 is in the middle, but then 10 will be perfect for the other one. So I need an offset plane at 10 and 20. Offset plane at 10. And an offset plane at... Whoop, I'm clicking the wrong one. And an offset plane at 20. Okay. Now click on you, new sketch, top, and paste sketch entities. Click off. Make these 2 points concentric. Boom, there we go. Now I want to hit plane to get rid of all of those and get rid of the sketches so that I just have this one. So I ended up pulling it up 10. So I think this one I want it to pull up 5. Sorry if my modeling style is very wonky. I don't like to learn new things. I like to take the things that I already know and learn how to apply them to a new thing. And so don't worry. I have been yelled at for that approach. So do not fret. All right. So this should be, let's get these planes back. Oh my gosh, my family. They are just talking. Let me get all the planes back. So I need this plane right there. New sketch, top. Paste sketch entities. That should be perfect. Now click off, hit concentric on these 2 parts, and that pulls everything there. Now, I want to pull this one down slightly. I think pulling this one down 5 will be just enough. So this one's going to be tricky because it has this bevel. Luckily, I know what the radius on the bevel is. So I believe I can just... I just start deleting dimensions until I can get this to... So this was 37.86. I think I want to pull it down by 5. So calculator 37.867 minus 5 is 32. Okay. So I should be able to do... Whoops! That was really weird. I don't know why that happened. Wait till I have to put the design on the horns. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be... I'm gonna be, like, in pain. Okay. 32.867. Now, why did that mess everything down here up? Let's dimension this down here. Maybe that will fix it. Keep that at 40. Now this, 32.867. No. What is it messing up? These have dimensions. That has a dimension. Now, please, let me do this. Why is it pushing those down? Those should not be pushed down. See, then that solves these. There we go. Okay, perfect, perfect. So now I get rid of all the planes, bring back the sketches. And what I should have is... What I should have is a pathway. Ah, shoot. I forgot to pull that one up. Damn. So this has to be up higher than 5. So 6. Let's do 8. There we go. So now if I bring back all these sketches. Yeah, see, that's what I didn't think about is how do I get these to fit with these? For For some reason, this doesn't look like the middle. Let's get rid of this sketch. It looks like it's just a hair to the... I'm going crazy. But anyway, it needs to go down here. So if that's down 5, this needs to go down like 2 or something like that. I could do them in separate halves. Ooh, that might be how I do it. That might be how I get away with it. Okay. So I need to go to this sketch. And, well, I guess I need to go to all the sketches. So let's open up this sketch and just cut this in half. Good. Sketch 2. Cut this in half. Sketch 3. Good. Then sketch 4. Good. Now, if I bring these sketches back, I should be able to select just this top part. Perfect. So, boom, boom, loft. Whew! Now that is exactly what I want. That is the exact shape. It's a little bit harsher than what I would like. So I might go back and change the middle, but that shape is exactly what I wanted. So this is sketch 4. Awesome. So this 32. Let's do 34.86. Okay. Get back these sketches. You, and then loft them. Oh, that's it. That's the shape that I want. Now, what I think I'll do off stream instead of on stream is the designs, because I want to wrap them around in a circle. I don't want them to just be flat because I think it's going to look crappy. Maybe I can get away with it. We'll see. I'm not quite there yet. Okay, so the top is looking good, top part of the horn. Now let's get the bottom part, which is you, and let's loft you. Oh, that is looking like exactly right. I think that looks exactly how I want it to. That is fucking fire. Okay. I want to pull this up a little bit more because I need it to be sharper. But fuck, that is perfect. And then I can bevel these sides to make them more rounded like this top. Oh man, this is great. I love it when a design comes together like this. Fuck, that's fucking fire. All right. You sketch 3. Yes. Wait, why does it go up like that? Yeah, why does it go up like that and not just like curve in? I think I'm just gonna keep it. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. Now let's turn off these sketches so that they're out of my way. Yeah, I think that's good. All right. You. I'll do those bottom ones separately because I have a sneaking suspicion that they're going to give me trouble. Now they do still want to be sharp, it looks like, from the image. So I'm going to keep them relatively small on the fillet. Maybe 2.5. That's even still too much. Let's do 1. Maybe it's just better off. These, I think I want them to be more rounded, though. I guess I could do a chamfer and make them, like... Nah, that doesn't look good. Oh, man. Dang, look at that shape. That does look cool, but that's not accurate. No, you know what? I'm just going to leave it. I think it looks better left. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to create a new sketch on the top up here, and I need to do an offset of this entire face and inlay it just like 2 millimeters. No reference curve? What the hell are you talking about? Let's do 2 millimeters. Oh my lord. Can people like stop texting me? Don't they know I'm streaming? Oh, I'm going to have to cut these in half as well to do them separately. Because I'm going to have to go through the original. Maybe I could get away with not doing it. Because it doesn't need to look great on the inside. It just needs to do whatever. Let's see. Let's just see how it works. New sketch on the bottom. Boom, boom. Kind of looks like an upside down arrowhead now. And I said 2 millimeters? No. Yep, that's what I was worried about. All right. So I do need to split these in half and run them through the existing... Oh, wait. No, hold on. I think I can just get away with doing this. I've never tried this before, but I think I can shell it. Yeah. Let's shell it just to 2. Look at that. Whoa. Oh my gosh, guys, I learned something new. Ah, let's shell it. Yeah, 2 millimeter shell. Get rid of my calculator. And then you. I think I just need like 1 millimeter off. Damn. Hold on. Wait. Oh, wait. I don't even need this. Hold on. I could just... Oh! Brilliant. Shell. 2. And then take this and pop this out the other side. Psh. Ace, you are a genius. Look at that. Brilliant. And then what I can do is I can have the insert be like fill in this space in here. Literally what I think I'm going to do for the insert is I'm going to have all the pieces and I'm going to lay them out in Tinkercad, and I'm just going to have a shape where these cut out. That's a good idea, I think. So there is the first part of the horn. I need to add the details to it, but aside from that, it should be good. Can I just make this like a... need to make this like a thing. So that's the first one. Then the second one goes down... Now that I've got this, and like I said, it's going to be... do I have the eraser tool? No. No. Okay, so the whole thing is going to be 150. I already have something that's 40. It's pretty set in stone. I like it being 40. Now I want... The next one, I believe, is going to be 100. The next part, I should say. And then the part after that is going to be just 10. But I underballed 150, so this could change and go bigger. I'm going to do these two parts because I've liked their size. Then I'll do this final one later. Okay. So the next shape is going to be the same. It's going to be the same face. So it's going to have this as its face. So it's going to be the rounded... like that. But it's going to... The plane is going to be like this. I think this distance I want to be 30. A 30-degree angle. And then it's just going to be a straight shot down with a little bit below. So it goes like this. It is so hard to draw with a mouse. So I think I can get away with if I just make a tube and then tilt it. I think that should work. So rather than actually tilt it, what I'm going to do is the connecting piece between the... So here is the part that I already made that looks like this. What I'm going to do is the insert is going to do the angle for me. And then this is just going to be a straight piece that comes out like that. See how this piece is still straight? It's this, like the insert that does the angle. And then the way that I'm going to make this is I'm going to split the insert into two separate pieces. So I can print this part in black and the insert in blue, and the insert I'm going to print and it's going to stop right here. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Then it can notch into this piece to hold this piece in place. and then I can have the final piece at the end here, and it will print from here up to here. And then I can put it in the opposite way, and that's how I'll get away with that piece. I think if everything in my brain is fitting correctly, it will work. Another thing that I could do is I could split everything in half and print it in halves and then sandwich the insert in the middle. Actually, that sounds a lot better. And I could do the insert the other way so that the line for the insert you don't see. Well, let's get there when we get there. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Sorry, I need to just focus on one part at a time. Okay, so let's make a offset plane from here. That is, it needs to be like, shit, am I gonna have to do like trigonometry to figure this out? Okay. Let me do the math for this. So it's a triangle like that. I know I want it to be 30. The one person that was watching heard me go, trigonometry. Nah, I'm out. I can't be here when he's doing trig. I could just eyeball it and pray that it works. It's sketch 2. Okay. What I think I'm going to do is I'm just actually going to get rid of part 1, get some of my planes back, and I'm going to copy sketch 2 onto this sketch. Paste sketch entities. Perfect. And this is it. So I said I wanted it to be 100. I wanted to pull up in the middle, and I think a good number is going to be the same. It's going to be 2.5 on each side. So I want to then halfway. Let me go back to my planes. Jeez, there are too many planes. Offset plane. And I want this to be 50. New sketch. Paste. Paste sketch entities. Oh, my clipboard's empty. Paste sketch entities. Concentric here and there. I should be viewing it from the top down. Sweet. All right, and then I want to get rid of that sketch so that I can focus. All right, now let's pull this down. So there we go. By the way, if there's anything that I'm doing that you guys are like, oh, I don't get this, just feel free to like leave a message in chat and be like, can you explain how you did this, or like why you're doing this? I love to yap, obviously. Whoop. Now this is going to be the problem, is this right here. So let's get rid of that. I could pull these sides in as well. Perfect. That's not a bad idea. I kind of like that. But it doesn't... Wouldn't it have just been... Hold on. I think it would just be easier to offset it 2.5 rather than... Yeah, why am I doing it this way? That is so complicated. Why am I doing it that way? Just offset it. Stinky. Offset it. Perfect. And I said I wanted it to be 2.5 offset. Fantastic. Now I go in here and I get rid of the old stuff. So it's just the new stuff, which doesn't line up for some reason. Oh, that is wrong. Whatever, I'm just going to ignore it and act like it didn't happen. Sweet. So now I bring back this sketch. Okay, perfect. And then this sketch is sketch 5. I want to copy that sketch. I want to bring back this top, offset 100. There we go. Put a new sketch on there. And I want to paste the sketch. And I want to make these coincentric. Perfect. Now, when I get rid of that, I should be able to go boom, boom, boom. And loft should work. So, I don't know why it's doing that. Can it fan the other way instead? Wait, why is it twisting it? Oh, because that doesn't have a rounded... oh, okay. Okay. So that isn't going to work. I need to bevel that edge. That makes sense. Okay. Let me just sketch fillet this. I believe it was... Let me look at the parent and see. R2. Yep. So that should now work. When I loft these. Beautiful. How does it look from the top? Perfect. Perfect. Now I need those back. So I could do the bottom. Dun, 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 dun. What? Why is that not working? Boolean operation was result in a non-manifold body. Whoops. That is very odd. I don't know why it's having an issue. Let's see if I delete these lines. If that fixes it, because I could just dip in and out. What in the... Why? What? Wait. Oh my gosh. I want right, and I think that looks pretty good. I think it'll look way better when I put the designs on them. Which I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that, but I will. Okay. All right. Now enough with that. I'm going to do the same thing I did on the last one. Hit this with a shell of 2. And that should go all the way to the end, or at least past the hump enough where I can pop out the end. Perfect. Look at that. Awesome. All right, now hit right. Let's start putting some of the designs, because this one I think will have an easier design on it. Where, okay, so hit plane. So this is 100, or it should be 100. Yep, it's 100. Perfect. So I think I want it offset from this. Can I offset that? Oh! Beautiful. Make that a construction line. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. 10 from each side. Let's do 20 from each side. Here, here, and 20. Put a point there. Nice. I might be able to get away with doing the same thing, but just dimensioning at 20. Whew! Look at that. Okay. So, and then it goes a little, it looks like it goes, see, it looks different depending on which way you look at it. Let me pull up my second reference and zoom in. See, it looks different depending on which reference you're using. Huh. See, I was going to make it wrap around the whole top, but it almost looks like it doesn't. Weird. That is so odd. I'm going to default to the reference that you guys are looking at in place of the reference that I'm looking at. Interesting. Interesting. The sketch looks different. Okay. I gotta stop staring at the sketch and draw. Whoops, I meant to bring the sketch back up. Okay, so it looks like it goes almost up to here. So let's do a conic. See, it almost looks like it does like that, but it's more of a like a nicer like curve. I'm gonna move it over. I'm gonna not center it. Yeah, that I think is better. $30. Whoop. 30? Nope, can't do that. 32. Nope. 35? Can't change it at all. It is stuck the way that it is. Okay. And then I need to trace. I'll make this an actual like line. So that is now a solid shape. I'm going to trim this. So now that is a shape. I'm going to munch a hole out of it so that I can make like a crescent moon shape and also punch that out too. So and this one I'm just going to freehand and pray that it looks good. All right, that looks good so far. Now I need to make a crescent moon shape inside there. Well, it's kind of like a blob shape. What does the other reference look like? Yeah, it's just a kind of a crescent moon shape on the inside. So this music is so intense. All right, I think that's the shape that I want. What do you guys think? Good? Please say good. I think that's good. And then it's just a triangle, it looks like. That's kind of like that. I'm gonna bevel the edges. I don't know. I kind of like that. I'm gonna do that. So that then it... Yeah, I want that. So, good. Now, this is a trick that I use on a lot of my things. Extrude, remove, symmetric, then bring the part back. And I'm going to make it like 100. So I think that's like dead on what it should be. That is so good. I really like that. So that let's make the insert. So this right here, I want to make, so this is the one it's going to be at like a 30-degree angle. But the connector piece actually is going to be at a, it's going to be at a regular, yeah. I got it. So I want to make a new sketch. Oh, I should ping Zerp, see if and tell him to drop by. Where is he? So the reason I have to do this is because it goes in and then out, and when it goes out, it's going to make it impossible to slide an insert into, because it wouldn't be able to round this corner here. Oh, hold on. That's a good point. Well, let me get this first. So this, this. Offset it the other way. Not going to be able to do that. It's being finicky again. All right, now offset. No! Don't offset those. And so I think the whole thing is 2, and so I want to give it... What does 1 look like? Too much. That's what... I think that's perfect. So this little... Whoop, that little tiny gap right there. I want to extrude that and remove it. And I want it to be like 1 millimeter. What? What the fuck? Huh? Huh? What is this? How is that there? What? What? What the fuck? Zerp! What's up, dog? I'm working on your thing. Hold on. So I'm working on the attachments. All right. Hold on. So this is the middle horn. And then here is the like main one. I haven't done the assembly yet. I was going to ask you if you liked the design. So it looks funky when you look at it from the top, but if you look at it from the right angle that you're supposed to, which I am not spinning it the right way. So here is, I'm working on the insert right now in a way that it actually works in space. So they look like they're right here. Let me 30 degrees I think is what I had agreed on. I think 30 might even be too much. But that's what I was thinking. I haven't done the final hook yet. And I haven't done the design on this one yet because I just did this design. How's it look so far? What are you thinking? Let's do 15. I dig it. Good shit. That's what I like to hear. 15's better. I think 15's the angle that I want to go with. But, and I need to line these up better so they're like perfect. But that's looking, damn, I'm so proud of myself. Don't look at it from any other angle. That's looking, I think that looks exactly like how it should. And then you could just mirror it for the other side. You don't have to make two, or I don't have to make two. And then all the gaps here will be filled in with the blue. So there's a little bit of a difference between the sketch that you sent me and the sketch that's from Twitter. So I'm kind of trying to bridge the gap between them in like a way that makes sense for me. So then the horn comes out this way, up. So I have this connection right here. I've been drawing it out in paint on another tab, and then I've been making it here. I keep getting distracted. I keep working on like one thing and then getting distracted and working on another. But this is what it's looking like so far. I need to figure out how to get the insert on the inside because it's not looking great right now. I guess I could do it in sections. Yeah. Anyway, so I've got this. I need to make some space for myself though. Is there a bigger eraser? All right, let's just make a new one. Okay, so the whole thing, 150. Each section is 10, 50, and then 40. Whoop, this is not 50, this is 100. Okay, perfect. So then what I need to do is I have the one that looks like this. So I have the one that looks like this. I need to move this up. I have the one that looks like this. I have the one that looks like this. Now I need the final piece that's going to come out, up, down, over, and then have this flat face that kind of curls a little bit. So I'm going to say like up here. And then comes in. I don't like that how it comes in. I think it needs to come in like this and not quite connect. How am I going to pull this off? Let's see what the sketch says. Okay. I think I kind of got it in my head. Let's see if I can draw it. So, what I'm thinking for the horn is that I'm going to draw this like A kind of shape. And I'm going to I'm going to extrude it, and then I'm actually going to cut it in 2D. And then I can shape it a little bit so it just doesn't look like just a... I guess I could try and... True. I could try and curl it. But it's going to print awful if I try and curl it too much. What might be better is if I print it kind of like it doesn't have many layers, and then I could heat it with a heat gun and shape it. I don't know if that'll work, though. Or I could give this dimension and have it print this way. That might be the best one, actually. I should look at the other side so I can mirror them. Okay. All right. Give me back my planes. Let me do this side. I haven't done this side yet. I have actually done this side. Okay, so this is the exact shape of what's coming in, but it's coming down at a 15-degree angle, and so I need it to adjust that 15-degree angle. You know what? I don't like any of this. I'm going to go with something completely different. That's the shape that I want. Now I want it to curve up and do a bunch of other stuff, but yeah. So the actual piece is what's this length right here? It's 80. And so I think I want it to be 100. So this right here will be... No, I don't want it to be 100. Do I? No. No. This whole distance here was supposed to be 10. What is it now? Oh, yikes. Let's do 40. And then this can be 15. This can be 10. And then this will be the difference. So the whole thing then needs to be one of the largest things of the whole part. Let me hold that up. Hold on. 100. Yeah, now I'm starting to get the shape that I want. This might have to be a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay. And then I want this to come up like this and then down in a... Okay. And then it has to be up 80 and over. That doesn't feel like enough. There we go. I'm making this huge. This is going to print and be massive. Zerp's going to be like, I can't even wear this. Let's bump this down. Let's do... Instead of 80, let's do 70. That looks much better. I want this to continue, this curve to continue down. So if I put a circle here, and then I have it connect out there. Oh, there we go. Now I can just cut it there. Oh, beautiful. Now down there. And I want... And then dimension this. And then here and here. And I will need to dimension this as well. So that's the shape that I want. But I can't just have it flat. Can I? No. How does it look coming head on from this side? So the whole thing needs to be 80, so I need to extrude it, make it symmetric, make it 80. So it looks awful right now, but I'm going to fix it, don't worry. Do a new sketch from there, and that should give me these points. What I want to do is, if I... That's the original shape. So where's the midpoint? There we go. So that's what's coming in. That's what I was afraid of. This is too far down. It needs to be pulled up more. Where's this sketch? There we go. See, it just looks so big. It shouldn't be like that. Yo, Tim's online? He's playing games? No way. No way. What about that? That's still not good enough? Really? But it definitely doesn't need to be 80 on each side. It needs to be 60. Yep, it needs to be 60. And then... Perfect. That's looking kind of better and kind of where I'm planning on going with this. And then this will go from here and taper up to here. So that midpoint, I need that to be an actual point. And then from here, it literally is just like this. Oh, hold on. I need to make this a box around it, otherwise it's not going to take any off. So special little trick I'm going to show you guys here, like that. Now I save the sketch and I click this and these, and then when I extrude and remove, and I do something crazy like 200. Now it will... Ooh, I think that's the exact shape that I need. Now what I need to do is... Something... This needs to get pulled back, but this is the same shape, so I can't mess with it too much, or else it's not gonna look right. There we go. That looks slightly better. Now what I need to do is... I think I got it. I think I got it. Let me insert this final part and see. It almost needs to be like double that size. No. I don't know of a way to make it like twice as big without really messing with some of the stuff to it. Yeah, because if this was just like twice as big, I think it would work perfectly. And I think it's going to print really well too, because this is not a sharp angle to print. I think this is gonna do well. This is gonna be, and then I can work on. Okay, all right. So last thing I'm gonna do on this before I end on this one is I want to put the designs on the top of this piece. Excuse me. Okay. There you are. Okay. So if I'm looking down like this, the shape that it seems to make is this like whole section, like halfway up. Let's go back to the paint drawing, I guess. Because like up to here, I guess I could draw it here. But it's like a sweep up to like here. And it's about like here. So where is somewhere that I can draw on? Oh my gosh, I can't draw anywhere. This thing is like really screwed up. So this is 20. Perfect. Down. Oh gosh, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. because it just needs to be out so it cuts the whole thing out. And I think I want to like slightly curve it. And, you know, I'll attach it here because this should be 10. Yep. And then down to here. Can I put points there and there? And then that to there is 20, and that to there is 10. What? Okay, cool. So that won't go away. Okay. Cool. So then 3-point arc here to here. Let's see. No, making it less makes it more bent. So let's go 95 instead. And then this should be 95 as well. And back to this. Oh, see, there's no designs on the original. They're only in the sketch. Now that's a judgment call I have to make. It would be awesome if I didn't have to do it. Shoot. Weird. All of the stuff that I'm doing there doesn't exist on the sketch that you guys are seeing. Crap. Well, then I guess I'll keep messing with this horn. See. Let me move over into... Well, I think that's a great place to finish this one, actually. Because this is pretty much done. All I need to do is figure out how I'm going to... Because this doesn't have any design on the original. The only part that has a little bit of blue is this area right here. Which means I could print this out and see how much area there is here, and if I could hide a battery or something like that in here. Because I could hide, maybe I could, what I could do is, oh, the circuitry would be really complicated, but I could put a battery in each ear, and have the circuit run from battery to battery, then through all the LEDs and back. That might actually work. Whew, that would be complicated, though. I might be able to pull it off, though. Then it would be all-inclusive. Like, the whole thing would be all in one. Okay, anyway. Does he have the horns over his ears? Oh, they're above the ears, so they're like here. Hopefully it's not too big. If it's too big, that's gonna suck. I'm gonna have to shrink all these pieces. Wonder how that would look. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna move over, since I don't have that much time to like start a new project. I really had wanted to start a new project, but I'll start a new project next week. I'm going to move over into Tinkercad, and I'm going to move them around in space just to see how they would look. Okay, so let me export them as part 1. Export as part 2. And then as part 3. Then I'll import part 3. Import part 2. And import part 1. Now, these should... Perfect. Look at that. Okay. So, let's spin this around. Degrees. This is going to print really well, though. This part is probably going to be the best to print. But if I... So this is part 2. That's the original size. I wonder if I import these at 75% size, if they'll fit better. And then they won't be as massive on Zerp's head. Because I'm worried that it's going to be way too big. I already think that this at 130 is too big. So let me import... It's parts 2 and part 1 at a scale of 75%. And let's import part 1 at 75%. Whoop, this is the wrong way. I actually think this is now too big, but let's drop it down to 7.5. There we go. Now I need to put a 15% angle on it, negative 15% angle on it. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. So that looks perfect that way. So I need to raise these up together. They overlap just a smidge here. I don't think I can get a... let's see. Yeah. I need something in between there and there. And then I need to raise this up. I need to be level down there. Then I need to have this actually cut off way sooner and instead just be this connecting to the final part of the ear. Because I think then... Oh, this then curves up to here. So this actually needs to be cut so that it curves down there. But I could make it... I think that's pretty much the size that I need. So let's go back to part 3. Which is on this sketch right here. So right here needs to be curved up to like here. Yeah, there we go. That's how I do it. And then I'll do 100. Then if I cut these, and then I want to re-enable missing face of extrude. Oh, gosh. Damn it. Okay, so I'll have to redo this now. There. Can I just merge these together? Okay, let's edit this sketch. So you, and you. Can I offset you other way by 2 millimeters? And then I need to pull this over. Trust me, I'm doing something. I'm doing something. Then cut this. Perfect. Okay. That's good. I need to do the same over here.
Culture.
No, don't play an ad on my stream. Stupid. I need you to no. All right. And then it was from here up to 130, I believe is what it was. Sorry, YouTube's been getting really nasty with the ads. There was two 30-second ads back to back. That's crazy. Please let me skip them. Hold on. As soon as I move, it's going to play an ad. Oh, it didn't play an ad. It played an ad. There we go. Okay. So it's up at 130. That doesn't look right. Oh, because I didn't dimension it yet. What the? Oh, because it's not going from... This line is wrong. That's why it's not measured right. Yeah, now it's 130. There we go. Okay. So then I need from here down to here, and from here down to here. So this looks like awful right now, but just trust me, it's going to work. Now I need to add the stuff on to it so that I can subtract out what I need. All those times that Dreams comes in here and says that I don't use Tinkercad, just show him these clips where I'm using Tinkercad. Actually, I just need it to be... Don't look at how shitty that was. Okay. A sketch. Now, this then will get cut out. Why? Ah, crap. All right. This is going to look awful. Close your eyes. I'm going to have to do this in pieces, so this is going to look really bad. I'm so sorry. This is so funny the way that I'm doing this. Don't look, don't look, don't look. Ah. Nope. There we go. Now this looks awful. How do I fix this? But that's how it looks. That's legit how it looks. Let's see if I can just like do something to this edge. If I could just have it like go to here. I doubt this is gonna work, but maybe it will. Please? Ah. It was worth a shot. Oh, it's because this isn't cut at all. That is very awkward. All right, let me export this and put it on the model and see how it looks. Okay. Okay, so there's the old one. Get the old one out of there. Oh, that's why. This is way too big now. So it could stand to come down to like here. Holy shit. I might just have to remake this part. Okay, so let me... So I need to pull the dimensions from that original sketch. Of course, there's none on here. So it was sketch 5, I believe, was the one that I ripped. Okay. Now what I can do is I exit out of that, go to here. Ba, 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 ba. And I need my calculator so I can just multiply every number by that. 15. Okay. That seems way too little. Because those look nearly the same. I think I have the wrong dimensions. Oh, I don't have that section dimensioned. That's why. That's why I'm so confused. Sketch 5. This line down here is not dimensioned. That's why I'm tweaking out so much. Yeah, it's that number. So I think that is actually 20 when it gets shrunk like that. Hold on. I just got a brain blast. Okay. I've got an idea. Okay. Now we go up here. Actually, let's go from the bottom. And we're going to try and cut this out. So, I literally just need the end. There we go. Perfect. Now, send this to the ground. Now I can do surgery on this grape. I love Tinkercad. I love Tinkercad. Oh my gosh, there's still all this section. This is such a pain. Okay, we're almost there. I almost have the shape. Try the sketch tool. For what? What I'm doing? Nah. I don't need to sketch. This? Nah. That's not what you mean, right? This? Ew. Awesome. Now I gotta learn how to use this. Awesome. That's good. Finish sketch. Fantastic. Oh, it made it on top. That's why. Dog, this is I can't stand Tinkercad. This shit takes forever. Dun, 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 dun. This is why I like Onshape so much better. I just need measurements from something I already made. Ah, there we go. Okay. So this should just be 75% of the one that I already made. That is concerning, but we'll just... So it's 40 by 47 and a half. So for some reason it didn't shrink in the X and the Y. That's weird. That's so odd. Anyway, so it's 40. Let me do this. Bum, 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 bum. Yo, guns out, you made it. I was worried you weren't going to make it today. Alright, now make a sketch here. And I want a midpoint line. Alright, and I want to dimension this to be 40.75, like we just talked about. See, that looks so much nicer. But I want to give it an extra millimeter so it connects. So I'm going to say 41.75. Perfect. Parametric modeling, my beloved. Oh. Another 12-hour shift. Well, you don't have to stay up for my stream. I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm gonna feel bad. And I said this was 47.50. But I want to give it an extra millimeter, so it's 48.75. Then, see, that looks weird. And where is the midpoint on this line? There it is. Okay. Not an ad. Okay. I love when ads play on my stream. Shout out to ads. Down here. Down here. And then rounded to... Oh, wait. Hold on. How far out does it go? Oh, I need to know that inner number. That's the one that I'm missing. Okay. Because that's actually where it's going to meet there. Okay. $15.9. I'm going to call that 16. Ads shout loud enough for them. See, I just have YouTube Premium, so I don't really care about ads that much anymore. And I need to grab this radius from... That radius doesn't look the same. Oh, it does, actually. So that's good. Let's go back to sketch 5. What is the radius? 70. So 70 times 0.75 is 52.5? Okay. This is the problem with using nominal measurements in the beginning and then like doing weird decimals is you get stuff like this. See, that's what that looks right, but it, oh god, it was so awful to. Okay, now I have the number. Oh, okay. Alright, I'm gonna keep that because that was a pain to get. So I think I want it to be out a little bit from that. I guess there's not a line. What? That's just connecting these. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. And let's do it like 2. Perfect. So, going back in this sketch, the dimension between here and here is 47.158. So let's make it 47. So this extrude now has to be 47 instead of 60. All right. Now we need to make this as ugly as the one that I made in that I deleted. So this needs to be a construction line that goes all the way up to here. This needs to be 130. That's good. Whoop. And then I need to make a box around. The whole thing. Oh, wait, no, not a box around the whole thing. Just around the bottom half. There we go. And then this one needs to be a triangle from down here. That's the one quirk of Onshape versus something like Autodesk, which I used to use, is that it's sometimes weird on that. What? Flip it the other way, stinky. Awesome. Oh, that looks so much better. That looks so much better. Now I need this sketch, and I need this to extrude as a new piece. Oh my gosh. Ah! I need to do that piecemeal thing again. Let's do 15. Can I get away with 15? Oh no, 15. I can get away with 15. Fantastic. Alright, let's get rid of all this because it's in the way and I can't see. If you need to do something, you could just cheat it. It's so much easier. The best way to achieve something is to just cheat it if you can't figure out how to actually do it. Okay, that looks perfect. Like legit perfect. I think that is exactly the way that we need it. So once again, I am going to... God, that looks so nice. I'm so excited by how that looks. All right, once again, I'm going to switch over so that I can throw it in Onshape and see. Hopefully this works. Okay, so now I click this, do this. I think I did it. I think that's it. I think that's the golden number right there. So, oh my gosh. I think that's perfect right there. And then I'll need to do the insert that's blue from like here to here. But I think that's it. So this needs to be up just like a hair. But like it's like perfect. I'm just gonna do this, and I can always come back and I'll come back and tweak this just a hair. I can always like shape. What I'm thinking is like when I assemble it, I can just like sand the plastic or whatever to fit. It's just a little bit off. It's not like a lot off. I could make this insert smaller. But like, I think I fucking nailed it. Like, not to talk myself up too much. I think I fucking nailed it, dude. That is like dead on. Hold on, I'll ping Zerp and see what he thinks. Alright, let me make it all black so that you can actually like visualize it. Perfect. And then the inside's gonna be blue, so I'm gonna do it head on like this, and let me then put... I just need something blue. There we go. I can kind of cheat it. So I think that's good. You know, I'm just gonna... That looks so good. I'm so proud of myself. Oh my gosh, dude. I need to make this so that it fits better, but gosh, damn, that's so sick. Oh, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of that. I want to wrap up with a different song. Oh, of course, an ad. Well, there we go. So, yeah, that is the Paparisa horn. Dude, I'm so excited by that. That is fucking sick. Here, you can compare them to each other right there. So, modeled in Onshape and in... Here's the original, and here's how much better the new one looks, like once they're together. Dude, this is so sick. I'm like so excited. This printed like exactly how I wanted it to. Now what I need to figure out is how I'm going to do the insert. I've got a couple ideas. One is that I could just print a bunch of flat strips like this and glue them on the inside, although that might look a little weird, so I'm not sure. Haven't really decided. I could do a full insert, but the problem is that this goes in and then out, so I would have to cut it like here, which would make this ugly line. So I'm trying to decide how I want to do it. One possibility is I could like just print it. I could print it multicolor on something like the AMS, but I don't really like that idea. too much. So I'll have to play with it and I'll have to see. My going theory is that I'm just going to do a flat sheet like this and then cut it and glue it in. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I've decided that now. I'm going to make a sheet that's like just a rectangle that's like 0.4 millimeters. So it's literally just 2 layers. Print this on the bed and then like cut it to match on the inside on there once I print the pieces out. So yeah, I'm like so excited though. This turned out amazing. These two need to mesh a little bit better, so I might need to tweak that slightly. But what I think I'm going to do is this angle isn't going to be exact, and I'm literally just going to like fit them by hand and then glue it, and that's just going to be the angle. So however it fits on, that's how I'm going to do it. And I might shrink this just a tad bit more or make this bigger by just a little bit more so that it works. But I think that is what I'm going to I think that's it, you know. That's the horn. I'm so proud of this because I also have to attach this to a headband. So I'm going to have to print a headband, fit it to my head, and then I'm going to have to use that as a blank to cut out this, which is going to be a different thing. Maybe I'll do a follow-up and I'll do another Maker Tuesday where I finalize it, but this is pretty much finished, I think. And I'm going to send this over as a I'm going to send this over to the client and see what he thinks. But yeah, so sorry to end on a silent note here, but that's going to be it for the stream today. I am happy to get back into Maker Tuesdays. I'm often worried that I won't have enough to talk about, or enough to model, but I've packed a bunch of stuff up so I can do like a couple Maker Tuesdays. So we'll see. I don't think next week I'll be doing one. I think next week I'm going to be doing Minecraft because I have a pretty big announcement. But we'll see. We'll see. So yeah. In terms of stuff for me, updates before I end stream here. I have a short coming out tomorrow. It's a sequel to one of my previous Minecraft ones. So excited about that. Then next week, I have a pretty big channel announcement, and that is going to be on stream on Monday. I will most likely be playing Minecraft because I want to play a game that's kind of easy and simple so that I can make the announcement. But I have a pretty huge announcement for the channel and big announcement for May because there is something big coming for Ace Gamer in May, and then that is going to be followed up by something even bigger in June, but that I'm going to save for the end of May to announce. So these next 2 months are going to be pretty big for the channel, so I hope you guys are ready. Hope you're all subscribed, hitting that like button, all that stuff. But yeah, and then next week I will have a video out on Tuesday, but then Thursday is going to start May, which I will talk about later. I think that's pretty much all the news. Oh, the video that I was going to post for April, I decided to push that back because I want to add more stuff to the video. So the video about calibration, I also want to add color calibration to that. And so I need to film more footage for that so that I can have the color calibration stuff. And then I'd also like to add PTG to the mix because I had only done PLAs like PLA Silk and regular PLA and Hyper PLA, but I wanted to add PTG and possibly RPET from something like the Recreator. So I'm going to push that video back until further notice because I'd like to get a chance to do that. Zerp, there he is! So it's finished. What do you think? I think I nailed it. I'm very proud of this. This is like one of the best ones that I've made. So the reason that there's the blue, you weren't here for it, but the reason that there's that blue box in the background is because rather than do a full printed insert, I'm going to print 1 or 2 layers of plastic, and then I'm going to cut it like it's an acrylic sheet and hot glue it from the inside. That way it's lighter on your head so that it doesn't like pull on your head the whole time that you're there. I also think that if I do it this way, I can get away with putting all of the battery stuff in the headband itself rather than you having to wear a separate battery pack. So that's why I did it that way. That's why the color looks kind of weird. It also makes it easier to model. But yeah, that's the finished build. So, oh, this video is still playing in the background. That's funny. All right, well, oh yeah, yeah. I wanted to add lights. If you don't want lights, I don't care. It would make it easier for me to not add lights, but I would like to add lights. And like I said, if I do it this way, I think I could add the battery pack into the actual headpiece itself. Okay, good. Add lights. So I think I'm going to add lights into it and put the battery in this section right here. And what I could do is it'll require special. It'll require like I'll have to map out the circuitry for it. But I think I'm going to put 1 battery here and then 1 battery on your other ear and bridge the gap in the headband itself. So it'll be semi-seamless. All I need to figure out then is how to cover this with the black plastic so that you don't see these edge pieces, and I'll need to connect here and here with black so that you get the idea. But I defaulted to this picture as opposed to the sketch because the sketch has this stuff with more design, but it makes it harder for me to model. So I defaulted to this because it was a little bit simpler. But I think overall it looks amazing. And it should be able to print with supports on no supports on this piece and this piece. This one will need slight supports on this area. So it should look really good once it's all printed. But that's pretty much all the news that I have here for this. I updated everybody on everything going on with the channel. Again, I have a really big announcement video stream that's going to be happening on probably Monday. So please come back for that. And then hopefully you'll enjoy. This is a little bit of a test. If this works, my big thing for May, if it works really well and you guys love it, I would like to do this for almost every month going forward. It's kind of an experiment to see if I can get away with doing something like this. So yeah, all of that out of the way, that is it for the stream. I want to thank everyone so much for watching. There's been a lot of really great feedback on a lot of my videos and stuff like that. Now it's my turn for making the cosplay. I gotta go shopping. Exactly. And I gotta see what cosplay I'm gonna do if I'm gonna be going to Anime NYC. I've been talking to Gigi about it. Maybe we'll do Fuomoko to match your Papa Risa. All right, well, that's it for me. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next stream.